class. So we have got question in the chat box. I think there are 5, 6 questions, 7, 8, 9.
5, 6 questions, huh?
Yeah, 8
Oh, 9
questions there are.
questions. 9 questions by the same one person only.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bobby ji
Bo-
has.
So Bobby Prabhu, can you come on the video also? It will be nice to see you. You can switch on your video. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Good
Where do you
morning,
live?
sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
For me,
I'm
it's
from,
night. I'm in Atlanta. It's 11 o'clock,
sir, I'm
nearly
from
11.
Tirupati.
Where are you staying?
Sir, I'm from Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh.
Okay. So first question is, I'll try to answer as much as possible. And if I
Sir.
cannot have an answer for whatever reasons, then I will see who else is any Maharaj is there today? Or Madhu, what's his name? Madan Manan Prabhu is there? Okay. So if I'm not able to answer, then I will request somebody else to answer. Okay. I'll try my best.
Sir. Thank you.
The first question is killing acceptable because Arjuna is a fighter and a warrior? Generally speaking, killing is not acceptable. Our Shastras mention that some specific type of aggressors, if they attack us, then killing is okay. Like if somebody comes to rob your home with the intention of killing you, then as a self-defense, you can kill him. If somebody kidnaps your wife, you can kill. And like that, there are 4 or 5 things, different things are there where you're permitted to kill, not otherwise. Otherwise, you have to show the temperament of tolerance. Okay. But now Arjuna's killing is different killing. Arjuna did not want to kill. That's why the Bhagavad Gita was spoken to him. Because as a Kshatriya, the Kshatriya spirit is basically to fight. The Brahmana spirit is to give knowledge. And the Vaishya spirit is basically to create agriculture. And the Shudra spirit is to help the remaining 3, the upper 3. That's how Chaturvarna Maya system. There will be the 4 classes. They work in harmony. Like the head is for a particular purpose. Arms are for a particular purpose. The legs are for a particular purpose. The belly is for a particular purpose, correct? The head cannot do this job. The hand cannot do this job. So like that, the Lord has created the 4 classes of men based on their quality of work, the skill of work. Okay? Guna and Karma. Chaturvarna Maya system, Guna, Karma, Vibhagasha. He's classified this based on the skills and the quality of work. Okay? So a carpenter, for example, cannot become a teacher. A teacher cannot do a carpentry job. So everybody has got different skill sets. That does not mean that this fellow is great and that fellow is low, or that fellow is great. No, not like that. All are equal in the eyes of God. It is just that we need different classes of men to do different types of activity. Correct? So now Arjuna being a Kshatriya, he automatically has the quality to fight because Kshatriyas are warriors and their nature is to defend against any attacks. So here there was a case where the opposition had attacked in different ways, and they had created a lot of injustice. And the opposition was given an opportunity to forgive and so to settle the scores without a war. So when that also failed, then the Lord gave the instruction to Arjuna that you can use your will to fight. Okay. So when the Lord gives you the instruction, that becomes Dharma Yuddha. It is not like a normal cat and dog fight, street dogs. No, it is Dharma Yuddha. So in the case of first, is killing acceptable because Arjuna is a fighter. So in what category I have explained to you when it is accepted, when it is not accepted. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question. Is that simple to get rid of sins by taking holy bath? Okay. So it is, yes, all the holy places where there are holy rivers, these are all very special rivers, not from this planet. They come from higher planets and sometimes even beyond to purify us. Now, this does not mean that you take bath and again you do the same sin. Like a mad elephant, the elephant takes bath and again it comes out and puts mud upon its body and again goes to take bath. That is not allowed. So let's say we have an accumulation of sins. We know of this life, but we don't know of the previous life or previous life because it's a continuous process. It's a karma that is taking place. So assuming that we have accumulated all the sins together, then we have to take a decision that, okay, now I will wipe out my sins. So parallelly, you should, apart from, okay, I've been just told to talk little softly because it's night and I think everybody has slept around. I didn't realize that voice was very loud because I was in a closed room. All the doors were shut, but then I think my voice was going outside. I'm sorry to those people also. So, where was I? I was talking about
Volleyball.
holy. So the thing is, so when you take bath in holy water with an intention that now I'll not commit any more sins, that's a good intention. So parallelly, after taking bath, you should also associate with devotees, like-minded people who are holy people, and you learn some good qualities from them so that we don't commit mistake again. That way, the sins can be to large extent wiped out. Okay, large extent, yes. But if you commit the same mistake again and again after taking bath, then it is not acceptable. Then actually your punishment will be more because it's like you're taking advantage of something and then now you're trying to come to stage of exploitation. That in the eyes of Lord is not acceptable. So you get more sin. You incur more, double sin. Is it clear? Next question.
Yes,
Why Rama didn't forgive Ravana, but he killed him? Yes, Rama sent his doots earlier. Hanuman was sent earlier with the intention of, Hanuman was like, he went there to as a messenger. Angad also went. So when they went basically with a peace message. And what they got in return? Hanuman was tied with a rope and his tail was set on fire.
yes.
So the Lord gives enough opportunity for peaceful negotiation. He gives ample opportunity. Okay. But still, if that doesn't work, then the higher principle will act. Because paritranayam sadhunam vinashaya duskruta. So he says, for three purposes I come to this world. One is paritranayam sadhunam. The sadhus, he comes to protect them. Vinashaya duskrutam. I come to destroy or annihilate the evils. So anybody who's evil-minded, demonic, he becomes a burden on Mother Earth. So he has to be wiped out so that the Mother Earth will be light in weight. Otherwise, it will be a big burden for Mother Earth. So evil persons. So what is that? Pavitrana sadhunam vinashaya duskrutam dharma samstarpanataya sambhavami yuge yuga. The third principle is he comes to establish the religious principles for the welfare of mankind. That is what Lord Ramchandra did. And as a last option, he resorted to killing him. Okay. Fourth question.
Yes.
Why people do animal sacrifice to the gods in the name of God? Yeah. So in the olden times, I'm talking of times when the scriptures are written, Satya Yuga and before, the animal sacrifice was done basically to give animal a new lease of life. It was not sacrificed just for the heck of it, to taste the blood of animal and to eat the flesh. That was not the intention. Like the Brahmanas, they uttered mantra, very pure mantra, from which an old dilapidated animal can enter the fire, because when the animal gets very old, it's actually suffering for the animal also. So they made a provision whereby the animal, through mantra, can be liberated and given a new body, a young, youthful body. That is the purpose. So when they did this yagya, the animals went inside and they came out. And the power of the mantra was when the animal comes out again. With the progress of time, the purity deteriorated. The purity of Brahmanas deteriorated. The purity of the ingredients which are used for yagya, they became all adulterated. Mantras were not uttered properly. So as a result, the power came down. So now if you throw an animal into the fire, animal will only die. It will not come back as a new animal. That is not possible. So with the deterioration of time, people took they didn't understand the purpose, and they took this as a means to satisfy their tongue and belly. Okay, in the name of animal sacrifice, like for example, Kali Mata, they go and sacrifice or goat or whatever, they do that. So it's not previously recommended to do that, but it has evolved in a perverted way. So the people who are knowledgeable, they understand this, and the ignorant people, they just blindly follow. It's like just a blind following. It has not got any backing. Okay. Next, if killing is not encouraged in spiritual books, then why people follow sacrifices? I think this is the same thing, more or less related to the same thing. I've answered that in the previous question. Is Buddha? Sorry?
Is Buddha from Krishna incarnation and Jesus
Yes,
is
of
the
course.
messenger of?
Yeah. So Buddha is so in one of the Dashavatars, Buddha is also an incarnation. Okay. And Buddha came also for, so all the incarnations of the Lord Vishnu comes in for a particular purpose. So Buddha is also an incarnation. Correct. Is Jesus a messenger of Krishna? Of course. It is clear, Jesus Christ, when he says, I'm the son of God, and I've come here to give you the message of God. And Krishna says in
Then
Bhagavad
who is
Gita,
Jehovah, sir? Then who
sorry?
is Jehovah? And
Who
it's
is,
mentioned that the Father is Jehovah.
yeah, so that Jetavan is basically nothing but Krishna. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna himself, where did you go? I mean, I'm not seeing you now. Are you still there?
I'm there, sir.
Okay, I'm not able to see you now.
I'm there.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I lost that screen also now. Anyway, I'll continue to give my reply.
Yeah.
So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that who am I? See, one is everybody else telling about Krishna, but Krishna himself, like if you go to a company and you want to know who is the managing director, you are asking somebody at the gate, security guy. He says, Mr. Rajan is a managing director. You have not seen him, but you know Mr. Rajan is the managing director. Then you go inside and you ask the secretary, who is the managing director of the company? She says, Mr. Rajan. Oh, two people have said Mr. Rajan. Then you ask somebody else also, who is a senior vice president. May I know who is the manager, sir? And he says, Mr. Rajan. So three people have said employees, but still you have a doubt. Are they all lying, or it's really Mr. Rajan, the managing director? Then you come across and meet Mr. Rajan himself in the cabin. And he says, my dear friend, I'm the MD of this company. So there is nobody beyond him to certify, isn't it? So he says, so similarly in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of everything. He says, I am the source of everything. The wise who knows this surrender unto me with all their hearts. Okay. And so he explains very clearly. And he also says, I am the seed giving father. Aham bija pradapita. Sarva yonoshu kaunteya. For all the, not only for human beings, for all the living creatures, he is the seed giving father, he says. So he cannot lie about himself. All others are talking about him and he's talking about himself. So this is already there in Bhagavad Gita. It happened in the Dwapara Yuga and long back, 5,000 years back, he said about himself. And even much before that, in the beginning of creation, he has shared this Bhagavad Gita with the sun god, Vivaswan. And from there, it is coming down in steps also. So that way, we can understand his, now let me open that. How do I see your message again? 1 second.
Sure.
I'm not able to, 1 second, view. I don't know what has happened. I'm only seeing my screen. I cannot see anybody else now. Show grid. Okay. Okay, can you read the question? I'm not able to see the chat box now.
Sure, sir. Like, that's the last one. Why so many gods in Hinduism?
Why so many?
Gods in Hinduism. Gods.
Okay, good question. Very good question. So you're a Christian by birth?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, very nice. I really appreciate you have been very active last few sessions I've seen, and you're asking a lot of valid questions.
We have a
So
lot of discussion.
No, very nice. I think, in fact, Srila Sripad Maharaj always encouraged interfaith dialogues. You know,
Okay.
different faiths must have the dialogue so that it's a good harmony. We should never
Okay.
say that my faith is better than your faith and vice versa. Because every
Yes.
faith will teach you only one message, that is love of God, isn't it? Even Christianity
Yes, sir.
teaches love of God.
Yes, sir.
So we are all on the same page. Now, so why there are so many gods? You asked me this question in Hinduism.
Yes, sir.
So the answer is, now in a country, there is a prime minister, correct? And there is a council of ministers under him, correct? And each of these
Yes, sir.
council of ministers have got different portfolios. Somebody is the home minister, somebody is the finance minister, somebody is irrigation minister, somebody is minister for communication, somebody is minister for sports. If all these ministers are removed, can the prime minister himself take care of all these things? He can if he wants, but he's just engaging them
But God
into,
is omniscient, omnipotent, and He's
yeah,
everywhere. He can see everything, right?
correct.
But not
So
like a
he's
human, right? He's a God.
yeah, so basically the principle is he's empowering them. So let me now come to the main thing. Now, God is omnipotent, omnipresent also. Now there is something like a material world, there is a spiritual world also.
Yes, sir.
In the spiritual world, there is no such different types of demigods and all that. Only in the material world it is there, because material world is supposed to be 1/4 ekpad, 1/4 of his entire creation. Spiritual world is 3/4, 3/4. Okay, and we are all in this material world, and this material world is like a Brahmand. This complete description is there in Bhagavatam. So in that there are 14 planetary systems. In each Brahman, there are multiple Brahmans. So let's say one single Brahman you take, there are 14 planetary systems. Earth is the center. Then there is higher planetary systems, heavenly systems, planetary systems. Then there is below Earth is hellish planets. So like that, the categorization is there. So the so-called gods, what you are telling, they are not all gods. They are demigods. You should understand there is only one God. Okay.
Okay.
And one God means he's ultimate. The buck stops at him. The buck cannot be transferred. Now, when you and I accumulate a lot of pious activities over a few generations, then we get eligible for promotion to heavenly planets. Okay, which is above the earth planets. And there are different these demigods. And these demigods have been given the responsibility to manage some of the affairs of the lower planetary systems. Because Lord is busy in his spiritual world in his original form. And here he is deputing his, for example, to destroy, because of a lot of sin has taken place and he wants to create an earthquake. An earthquake is enough. He doesn't have to come himself to destroy. Or he can give a volcano. What happened in Wayanad is a karmic effect. We have to sympathize with what has happened. But same time, if one is knowledgeable, he will know because why only one particular portion has been touched by the fury. So that fury of wind, the fury of rain, the fury of floods, all that, these are all demigods who have acted for a particular cause. And they completely, it can happen to any place. It's happening all over the world. So depending upon collective karma of a particular place, it is decided this kind of tragedy to happen. So these are the affairs managed by the demigods. So God is one, and under him there are many demigods to manage the affairs of this material world. Okay, so this material world is to be managed, and for the management purpose, he has assigned it to all these kind of demigods, of which Brahma is the head. Because Brahma is the first living being of this Brahman. And then Brahma creates different demigods for different managing different affairs. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Next question. Is there?
It's done, sir.
Huh?
It's done, sir. All 9 questions done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bobby. I really appreciate your questions. And, feel free to message me anytime or call me.
Sure, sir.
You can have a nice discussion also between us.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely, sir.
How did you know about our this programs, BI programs?
I have a friend who is Anuradha Priya in the group here.
Anuradha
And
Priya.
she's my fellow friend.
Very nice. And where are you working?
I'm currently not working, sir. I'm just finished my PhD, and
Okay.
Another is my colleague actually during my philosophy PhD time.
Very nice. And what is your subject in PhD?
Philosophy, sir. I've done my research on political philosophy,
Okay.
and
Very- So it was a very nice interaction with you and also to know you when you came on the camera
thank you.
also. And so if there are no any other questions are there, I'm not able to see anybody's hand. If there are no questions, we'll wind up for the day.
Yes, Prabhu, we already crossed the time, so we can conclude for today, Prabhu.
Okay. So
And
thank you all
thank you,
for
Prabhu,
giving
for your nice question. Thank
today.
you.
Thank you very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, पतित पावन शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, पतित पावन शिला गुरुदेव की जय। हिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। Thank you much.
Thank you, Prabhu. His grace, ShyamChandradas ki jai ho. Thank you all the devotees. Senior Vaishnava Mataji, Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.